Hello, and welcome to this week's installment of Virtually Sunday, a ministry of Whatsoever You Do Incorporated. I'm the Reverend Bridget Flad Daniels, the senior minister of Union Congregational United Church of Christ in downtown Green Bay. One of my favorite hours every week is our Tuesday afternoon Bible study here at Union. It's a great experience of processing the Sunday scriptures with people, helping folks to make intersections with the texts, and figuring out the difference that the lessons of the Bible can make in our real lives. Years ago, I remember having a particularly fruitful time processing the gospel that's assigned for this week. We found a good amount of energy exploring the physical versus metaphorical blindnesses in the story of Jesus healing Bartimaeus. At first, we talked about how whenever Jesus heals someone, we're supposed to understand that the healing is both physical and symbolic. That's probably not anything new to most of you. But then our conversation veered into some folks suggesting that it's easier to know and admit our physical blindnesses than it is our spiritual blindnesses. Easier to admit that, I have trouble seeing the fine print instructions or street signs at night than it is to admit that I can't see that I'm racist or homophobic or that I don't treat my loved ones very lovingly. What I found to be pure gold in this particular Bible study, though, was that eventually our conversation came full circle. And we talked about the fact that it's actually really hard to admit our physical limitations, too. We started to explore how some people have a hard time even admitting that they need reading glasses or hearing aids, or that most people's families realize long before they do that they shouldn't be driving any longer. I told the story of gathering with a group of older church folks once who had a robust conversation of the fact that they fall a lot more than they tell their adult children that they do, because they know that their adult children will want them to move or use a cane or use some other strategies and preventative measures, and they're just not up to admitting that they need help. Psychospiritual blindness may be hard to spot, but admitting our physical blindness and our physical limitations is often hard to admit as well. That's why verse 51 in our gospel today is so powerful. Jesus asks Bartimaeus, "What do you want me to do for you?" And Bartimaeus replies, "Master, I want to see." Jesus doesn't assume to know what Bartimaeus' core issues are, and Bartimaeus acknowledges that he has a need and would like to be different. Part of what's so rich in this interaction is that the scriptures acknowledge that even faith won't change those aspects of our lives that we don't admit need changing. Or the positive spin on that, it's when we admit our need for healing and grace that the divine is able to then get to work and do wonders in our lives. Admission really is the first step. The challenge for us then is, rather than taking the culturally ingrained route of digging in our heels and refusing to admit that we are in need or that we're wrong or that we need change, our gospel invites us into taking the harder route of admitting that we are in need and being spiritually honest and letting that bear fruit. And so my prayer for us this week is that we'll recommit to being honest about our blindnesses, honest with each other, with God, and with ourselves about our needs, so that when Jesus asks of us, "What do you want me to do for you?" we can ask for that which we truly need, that which will heal us, and that in turn, we might be able to embody God's healing in the world. May it be so. Alleluia and amen.